Welcome to the SEO.co Search Engine Optimization Podcast. Digital marketing essentials and next level tactics. From offsite and on-site optimization to persuasive selling and everything in between. You'll learn actionable tips on what it takes to outright and outrank your competition. Now, here's your host, Timothy Carter.
Thanks for joining me on the podcast. Today we're going to talk about 7 SEO strategies every law firm should use. You know, while there's still value in purchasing ad spots on radio and television, renting billboard space and plastering your firm's name and number on bus stops and in magazines, you know, nothing comes close to matching the return of digital marketing. And if you're serious about enhancing your firm's online image, you'll find that SEO is central to that cause. You know, you're a lawyer, not an advertising guru or marketing specialist. We get that. But don't let the fact that you're unfamiliar with the ins and outs of digital marketing turn you off to SEO. Because as intimidating as it can seem to someone who doesn't understand it, it's ultimately the refusal to learn that will hurt your growth for years to come. You know, many law firms are doing some SEO, but in most cases, you know, it's a hodgepodge of techniques that are inconsistent and low returning. There's a big difference between doing SEO and doing strategic SEO. Doing the former without embracing the latter often leads to missed opportunities and debilitating issues for law firms, including things like a costly crutch. You know, when there isn't an intentional SEO strategy in place, you know, law firms end up relying too heavily on PPC advertising as a replacement for SEO. Though there's nothing wrong with PPC, you know, it should be used to complement other elements of digital marketing. But if it's the only thing you're doing, you'll ultimately be at the mercy of the marketplace. As costs rise per click, so will your PPC budget. It's an artificial crutch that only yields returns according to how much you spend. And when you stop spending, you stop getting leads. Another debilitating issue would be lack of preparedness. You know, Google updates its algorithms fairly regularly. They even say they have core algorithm updates monthly. You know, some updates are fairly minor while others are significant. And if you aren't tuned into your SEO strategy, you know, you'll fail to understand when these shifts occur and how they impact your approach, you know. As a result, you're more prone to sudden dips in traffic. Another issue would be thin content. You know, content marketing and SEO go hand in hand. If you're using a generic SEO approach or no SEO approach at all, you know, your content isn't going to have the foundation it needs to enhance your lead generating efforts. It's not providing the answers your ideal customers would be doing a search for. And then obviously another issue is being surpassed by the competition. You know, Law Firm SEO has gained some serious steam over the last 5 years, and it will continue to grow over the next 5 to 10 years. You know, so if you aren't taking a strategic approach to SEO, you're definitely falling behind your competition. It's far easier to take smart steps now than to play catch up later. You know, so the decision to ignore or pass off SEO, or at least not intentionally pursue a documented strategy, will cost you in the short term and over the long run. But, you know, if you're ready to lean in and make some changes, it's never too late to get back on course and compete. So let's talk about, you know, 7 SEO strategies for your law firm. You know, every law firm, you know, is unique and has different needs, you know, but regardless of size, niche, or location, there are certain SEO principles and strategies that are proven to work. As you launch and or optimize your SEO strategy, you know, here are some different techniques that we believe you'll find helpful. You know, number 1 is perform an SEO audit. the logical first step begins with auditing your site. This will establish a baseline of where things are currently and where you can improve. While it sounds, intimidating, an SEO audit really isn't a huge deal. Using the right tools and resources, you can knock it out fairly quickly and establish a strong foundation upon which you can facilitate future growth. There are a bunch of different ways to conduct an SEO audit. No method is necessarily right or wrong. Which one you choose depends on your understanding of SEO, the time you have, and your objectives. We have a good resource to this on our site, and I'll put a link in the show notes, which is perfect for getting started. We also recommend that you conduct regular year-end SEO audits to stay on top of changes as they occur. Number 2, update your profiles. Your SEO audit will bring you face to face with the various aspects of your online presence, that either you're ignoring or managing poorly. In particular, you need to update and or complete all of your online profiles. This includes LinkedIn, YouTube, Justia, Facebook, Super Lawyers, all the sites that you should be on. Not only do you need a presence on these sites and networks, but you need your profiles to contain accurate and thorough information. So this makes your firm discoverable and allows you to create a consistent online image. Number 3, create niche-specific website content. Lawyers often assume that SEO is some technical field that involves manipulating page structures, developing websites, and using advanced analytics to optimize little bits and pieces of website code. And while there's certainly a technical side of SEO, it's not nearly as secretive as people think. The reality is that SEO is all about content. If you want to take your SEO efforts to the next level, you need to invest in quality content. And this will do 2 things for you. To start, it'll tell the search engines the main focus of your website and who it is designed for. Secondly, it'll attract prospective clients and help them understand your firm and what you offer. And in some cases, hopefully, you're answering the question that they've just done a search for. Niche-specific website content is important. So you need a dedicated section on your site for each practice area or client base that you serve. For example, a personal injury attorney, needs a page for car accidents, slips and falls, dog bites, product liability, and each area of focus. The more extensive these pages are, the better. Number 4 strategy. Let's create a content calendar for blogging. Content with niche specific, pages on a website, it's really the backbone. It's the foundation. That content creation is something that you need to be continually focused on. To remain disciplined and consistent, you need a content calendar for your blog. As the name suggests, this is a calendar that includes content you want to publish, writing deadlines, publishing dates, and other relevant details. For the purposes of SEO, blog content needs to satisfy a few criteria. Number 1, it needs to be sticky. And sticky means useful and linkable. It's content that retains value over time and provides to the reader with tangible value. 2, it needs to be relevant. Your blog should be relevant to your audience. Topics should satisfy specific pain points and needs that they have done a search for. Your blog posts also need to be unique. This will ensure you get the maximum SEO benefit and stand out from your competition. Another criteria is the best content really is long form content. And this means at least, 1,000 words in length and in some cases, depending on the topic, more. And if you consistently publish posts that are sticky, relevant, unique, and thorough, you'll gradually build up an arsenal of content that's linkable. And so number 5, that's the next strategy would be pursue link building. Everyone always wants to jump immediately into link building, but it's only effective if you have the right content foundation in place. Once you do, your SEO strategy will quickly accelerate. As we've discussed in a previous episode, link building for lawyers, and I think we've even got a starter guide on that on our site, and I'll leave the link in our show notes. Link building is all about securing backlinks from high authority websites and domains and getting brand mentions. And in doing so, you increase your own website's authority and enhance online visibility. Strategy number 6 would be encourage reviews. As a lawyer, you're in a service industry. For clients to work with you, they must feel comfortable. And one of the ways to simultaneously boost SEO visibility and establish trust with prospective clients is to gather reviews and utilize them as social proof. And encourage your current and past clients to leave you reviews on prominent sites like Yelp and Avvo and Google and Facebook and anywhere else your law firm has a presence. And as you build up reviews, you'll send clear signals to Google that you're trustworthy. As such, their algorithm will feel, more comfortable, I guess would be a good phrase, of feeding you traffic because you're providing all the right signals out there, from link building, from the on-site content being on point, to encouraging reviews. You're doing all the right things at that point. And then obviously number 7, well, I guess it's not obvious, but it's the last in our 7 SEO strategies, is to put yourself out there. You can't sit back and wait for people to link to your site. While it may happen over time, you can significantly jumpstart your effort by making yourself available. Build relationships with bloggers and journalists and social media influencers. Offer to be a resource for quotes and legal opinions and interviews and other pertinent needs they have. Each time they use you as a resource, they'll link back to your site and give your SEO strategy a boost. And I think I'm going to wrap it up there. So, at SEO.co, we specialize in providing SEO for lawyers and law firms. As you seek to enhance your SEO strategy and make intentional decisions about how you address things like content marketing and website optimization and social media and link building, we would love to help. Our link building services for law firms handles every step of the process. We pitch ideas, we develop content, we reach out to publishers and secure placement, and deliver authoritative and sticky links that yield sustainable and organic results. So if you need some help with that, come on over to SEO.co and schedule a time to have a free consultation. Learn how we can help you scale your ability to outwrite and outrank your competition.
Thank you for joining us on the SEO.co podcast. We appreciate your time. Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe to the show, and visit SEO.co for more resources based on today's topic, as well as access to more podcast episodes to help you improve your site's long-term SEO success.